What's up everybody, my name is Mr. Tejano, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how I used the wet on wet technique to blend these colors together for this piece. On a quick side note before we get started, I actually set up a new art desk here that I'm going to be using to record all my videos and be doing a lot of my artwork. And I'm thinking about doing a sort of studio tour very soon. The first thing I need to do though is to clean up my room because it looks absolutely awful at this point. I'll be using a mixture of different blues and greens for the rest of the piece, as well as yellow and brown, and red to make the colors of her skin. Now, before you actually start laying a layer of water on your paper, it's very important that you actually mix your colors first so that you can get the right colors, and by also taking a blank piece of paper, you can test out those colors and see if they're the right ones for you. Now start by adding an even layer of water. You don't want any areas that have too much water or too little water. Just make sure that every area that you lay water on has an even consistency of it. Now let's actually get to the fun part, the painting. For me, when I first put the colors on the water, I just kind of let the colors just run off and do its own thing. And then afterwards, I will go back in and sort of just mix the colors up and spread them out so that it can cover the piece a little bit more. Now, if you looked at the title of this video, this indeed is a Draw This in Your Style challenge. This is from Instagram by an artist who goes by the name Alexa Arts. And the reason why I chose this challenge was because I love the mix of blues and purples that go along with the warm colors of her skin and hair. I also really love how Alexa has this softness to her digital pieces. Like, the colors are very soft and they're not very sharp or harsh. They just have a really nice soft glow to them, and that's what originally attracted me to wanting to do this challenge. One of the things that I'm doing here too, and this is also, I believe, another really good tip when you're working on the wet and wet technique, I suggest that you work from the opposite direction of what your dominant arm is. So for example, I'm right-handed, so I'm working from left to right. And the reason why I'm doing this is just so that, say for example, I am painting on the right side first. If my arm accidentally, for example, slips and smears the wet paint on the right side, that would be a little bit more of a bigger catastrophe. But since I'm working on the opposite end, there's less of a chance of me smearing the paint from the other end. There's a few things I changed from the original piece in order to make it into my own style. To start off, I changed the shape of the antlers. I actually based the antlers on the fallow deer, which is a deer native to the areas of the Mediterranean Sea like Turkey and Italy and other parts of Europe, while also being scattered throughout parts of Asia. I just think they have one of the most unique looking antlers of any deer species. I also wanted to give her a full body instead of just showing her upper half. So I thought it would be neat to have her sitting on a tree stump, which you'll see me paint in a little bit, while having a butterfly on her finger, and of course, since she has antlers, I thought it would be suiting to give her deer legs. Although a few people had that idea already, but it's okay, it's still cool. So right here, I'm now putting another layer of paint on the antlers, and I'm going to be doing the same thing to the wings and the outfit. This time I made sure that the paint was a bit more opaque, and what's cool is that when you layer it on water, it spreads out and it still looks somewhat opaque. The best advice I can give you for something like this is don't try to control the paint and don't try to control the water. Just let the water and the paint sort of do its own thing at first. And then once that paint settles in, then maybe you can manipulate it in any way that you can. Whenever I do any of these in your style challenges, I always think about the original artist's idea and what made them want to create this kind of character in the first place. I also just love the idea of turning someone else's original idea into your very own, with credit to the original artist, of course. I also think about stories for these challenges too. In this case, with her, I thought about who is she, where does she come from, what world does she live in. I didn't really think about it too much though, since my main focus was on creating this piece to the best of my abilities. I really do hope that my advice on the wet and wet technique was very helpful for you, and if it was, please leave a like and a comment letting me know what you thought, and also don't forget to subscribe too for more art videos like this, and until next time, enjoy the rest of the time lapse, and stay creative everyone. Bye!